49. Hear this, all you peoples. Give ear, all inhabitants of the world, both low and high, rich and poor together. Why should I fear in times of trouble, when the iniquity of my persecutors surround me? Those who trust in their wealth and boast of the abundance of their riches. Truly, no ransom avails for one life. There is no price one can give to God for it. Mortals cannot abide in their pomp. They are like the animals that perish. But God will ransom my soul from the power of Sheol, for he will receive me, Selah. Psalm 49 is a wisdom psalm, a psalm that speaks not only to the mind, but to the heart. It begins with a call to all people, reminding us that his message is for every generation, every community, every family. Hear this, all you peoples. Give ear, all inhabitants of the world. As I read those words, I find myself thinking of the Mothers' Union, a movement that gathers people of all ages and backgrounds, united by faith, prayer, and a desire to strengthen family life. The Psalm's opening invitation feels like it could be spoken at any Mothers' Union meeting. Come, listen, all of you. This is for everyone. The psalmist then turns to something deeply human, the fear that surrounds us when life feels uncertain. In verse 5, we hear the question, why should I fear in times of trouble? It's a question many of us have asked at different moments in life, when money was tight, when health was fragile, when relationships were strained, or when we worried about our children, our grandchildren. And I know that many in the Mothers' Union has lived through those seasons and have supported others through them. Mothers' Union has always been a place where people can share their burdens, pray for one another, and find strength in community. The psalm reminds us that fear is real, and so is God's presence. Psalm 49 also challenges the idea that our worth or security comes from wealth or status. Verses 6 and 7 speak of those who trust in their wealth and imagine that money can solve everything, yet remind us that no one can ransom another. True security cannot be bought. I think of the countless ways the Mothers' Union has shown this truth, through simple acts of kindness, through visiting, through supporting parents, through practical help offered quietly and without fuss. Mothers' Union work is not built on wealth or influence, but on faith, compassion, and the belief that every person is precious in God's sight. In verse 12, the psalmist says, mortals cannot abide in their pomp. It's a poetic way of saying that status fades, possessions pass, and the things the world values most are not the things that last. What does last is love, faithfulness, and the steady work of building strong families and communities. And that is exactly what the Mothers' Union has been doing for generations. often unseen, often uncelebrated, yet making a profound difference in countless lives. Then, near the end of the psalm, we hear one of the most beautiful lines. In verse 15, the psalmist declares, "But God will ransom my life, for he will receive me." This is the heart of the psalm, a reminder that God holds us, God knows us, and God will not let us go. It is a hope that carries us through every season of life. And it is a hope the Mothers' Union shares with the world through prayer, through fellowship, through practical action. Mothers' Union helps people discover that their value is not in what they own, but in the God who loves them. Mothers' Union helps families find strength, not in wealth, but in faith. Mothers' Union helps communities find dignity, not in status, but in compassion. So, as we reflect on Psalm 49, we hear a message that speaks directly into the mission of the Mothers' Union to support families in times of trouble, to uphold the dignity of every person, to build communities rooted in faith rather than fear, and to share the hope that God redeems, God restores, and God holds our lives securely. May this psalm encourage us, as it has encouraged generations before us, to place our trust not in the things that fade, but in the God whose love endures forever. Amen.